门口，警方将附近200米的路面封闭。身穿蓝色衣服的男子左手挽住女人质，右手把剪刀架在她脖子上。
What we have here is a Chinese hostage situation that makes a great case study in combative principles. But a very agitated guy, clearly a very aggressive guy, waving around a knife whilst holding a young girl around her neck. At any moment, he could probably deliver 3 or 4 injuries within a few fractions of a second, any one of which could be fatal. So it's a very delicate situation that is ultimately resolved by this female police officer. The red circle shows the hostage being taken away completely uninjured. This is a direct result of the decisive action that was taken by the police officer and the effective application of certain combative principles. But in order for you to get a better grasp of the combative principles being applied, I need you to see this from a different angle. Watch very carefully. So what's been happening there is the female police officer has been chatting to him, chatting him up, calming him down, getting him to a more neutral emotional state, and she throws him a bottle of Coke and indicates the bottle of Coke with her left hand, which you'll see in just a second, to get him to focus on it. As she indicates with her left hand, she starts blading her right hip away so that she can very casually draw her sidearm while he's focused on something else, and then she explodes forward, shoots him through the face, and once he's gone down, she shoots him another 3 times in the head, just to be sure. Many systems say that they are principles based, but they get a bit quiet when you actually ask them to define what those principles are. We use 25 principles at Street Fight Secrets. Any one of these principles can massively improve the quality of your training and the quality of your performance when it is time to perform. The combative principles that we see being used here are as follows. Number 1 is deception. Every tactic you use, no matter what physical techniques you're using, please employ a platform of psychological deception to use them from. You should always be preemptive. You go first, and remember that the best defense is a good offense. Having decided to go, be explosive, attack the attacker, move forward and do everything you can to stress and crowd the target. Number 4, specificity and precision of targeting. You should be training to target specifically because that is what is required in the real world. The only people who should be allowed to get away with doing generic targeting are ladies on a women's self-defense seminar that lasts 3 hours. All of your training should be context specific. The context defines the objectives and the tactics, and from that we allow the context, objectives and tactics to define the training, not the other way around. We are reverse engineering from reality, not forward engineering techniques we already have into reality. I don't know how this lady trained, but if all she did was firing a sidearm on a firing range in good lighting conditions, it would not really have adequately prepared her for the social ambiguity of this scenario. Everything you do should be asymmetric. You must break the martial arts tit-for-tat dueling paradigm. Once you've hit the person, you need to keep hitting them and make sure they stay down. When she fires the extra 3 shots into the guy's head after he's gone down, this is asymmetry in action. Your training must be state-based. Real-world violence is an emotional experience. You will be in an altered emotional and psychological state. Does your training reflect that fact? Violence intent. Are you developing the will to fight back and the intent to do harm? Do you even know how to do it in a way that is effective? It's more than just screaming at the pads and getting aggressive and swearing. You actually need to apply some psychology principles effectively into your training to make that work. Another great principle here from Rory Miller's book Meditations on Violence, which is violence of action trumps technique. So the specific principles that you saw in this video are here. Any one of these, I could probably do a whole seminar on any one of these different things. They're so powerful and they have such a massive effect on your training and performance. If you want to know more about applying combative principles into your training, one thing I can recommend you do is get the Street Fight Secrets Neurocombative Conditioning course. That's a 16-week, completely immersive online course. Full psychological and physical training. That means you get all the drills, techniques and principles and tools and tactics. Plus you get audio tutorials on preparing you psychologically and some hypnotic reconditioning audio as well. The entire time you're on that course for the full 16 weeks, you get direct support from me at all times, which means you get access to a guy who's a master practitioner of NLP, a psychology graduate with over 12 years of counselling psychology to help you through the process and to even tailor make some of the training for you. My name is Richard Grannon. You can contact me, richie@streetfightsecrets.com. Thank you for listening.
了勾向自己的一刹那，果断出击。
有什么我们